Mothers who found their teenager's secret notebook. What did you discover that changed your relationship forever? For the last year, my 16-year-old daughter, Chloe, had become a master of privacy. She was always kind and did her chores, but there was a wall between us that I couldn't climb. She spent hours in her room, hunched over a thick, velvet-covered notebook, writing with a focus I hadn't seen since she was a toddler. Whenever I walked in, she would tuck it under her pillow and give me a tight, polite smile. I started to worry. I thought she was writing about how much she resented my rules, or perhaps about a life she was hiding from me. My mind went to the places all parents go when their child stops sharing their heart. I was terrified I was losing her. The tension peaked last Tuesday. Chloe had left for a weekend camping trip with her school, and in my anxiety, I did something I promised I'd never do. I went into her room to find that notebook. I told myself it was for her safety, but my hands were shaking with guilt. I found it tucked deep inside her pillowcase. I sat on her bed, bracing myself to read about her secret rebellions or her frustrations with me. I opened the first page, and my breath hitched. It wasn't a diary of secrets. It was a list. The list was titled, "The Things Mom Does When She Thinks No One Is Looking." I flipped through the pages, and my eyes filled with tears. Every single entry was a dated observation of a small, quiet sacrifice I had made. She had recorded the time I stayed up until 2 a.m. to finish her favorite meal, the way I always gave her the better piece of fruit, and even the time I had quietly handled a bill so she wouldn't have to worry about her sports fees. She had been documenting my love for a whole year, noticing the things I thought went completely unseen. I turned to the final page, which was dated the morning she left for her trip. It said, "I'm so quiet because I'm trying to learn how to be as strong as her. I want to surprise her on her birthday by showing her that I saw every single thing." I realized then that her distance wasn't a wall. It was her way of observing her hero. When she came home, I didn't tell her I read it. Instead, I just gave her the longest hug of her life. She looked at me, confused but smiling, and for the first time in a year, the wall was gone. I learned that day that sometimes our children are watching us much more closely than we think, and their silence isn't always a lack of love. Sometimes, it's just the quietest form of respect.